Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It seems SCP content has been doing really well, surprisingly. A lot of people enjoyed my video about the new guns overhaul update, and I'd like to share some more insight and make another video. I was asked to do a, what do you think, like, free SCPs that would come into the game, playable wise, what would they be? And I liked the idea, but I don't like that it was only based around free playable. Sure, the next SCP is probably going to be playable, but I'm going to just ignore that factor of playable, and I'm going to just say any SCP, mainly because I have some SCPs that aren't playable and more items, but I would still love to see. This isn't based around my just my opinion. I've taken to things a lot of things into account, like if it fit the game and if it's even allowed. If you want to know what SCPs aren't coming into the game, you can go onto the SCP's Secret Laboratory Discord, and they have a FAQ where they tell you, yeah, here's the SCPs and stuff that aren't going to come into the game. These aren't going to be overly ridiculous, but let's just get into it and what my opinions are going to be, what SCPs might come in. Number 3, I'm going to go with SCP-127, the Living Gun. It's right there in the name. The SCP is literally a gun that's living. This kind of more falls into the new Guns Overhaul update as well. I don't even know why I didn't mention this. This would have been a good mention in that video. But besides that, and me not fucking mentioning it, I think SCP-127 would be great, especially in the new update. Considering it's about guns, this would fit it. I also think it fits a lot. It could probably, it would be an interesting gun for sure. As in the official wiki, it has 60 rounds and the ammunition does regrow. So maybe it's like a sort of thing where, of course, you have to wait. Like it's like one of those guns, in like futuristic games where like ammunition just slowly one by one like regenerates. Yeah, it would be like one of those. Of course, in the wiki they do this. They do say that the ammunition takes 3 to 5 days to regrow. But this is a game, so fuck that factor. Let's just make it so it just slowly regens. I think that could be really cool. It could be really interesting. You don't need to find ammo for it. You can just pick it up from. It'll probably have to be like some sort of special key card and some weird armory that's very special. But once you have it, it does decent amount of damage. You don't have to reload. You can just wait for it to, regrow. And it has a nice ammunition belt. I think that could be cool, especially for the new update. So let's go on to number 2. Coming into the number 2 slot, we have SCP-457, the Burning Man. This one's also self-explanatory, but although it's kind of not. Oh well, I'm gonna explain it. SCP-457 is, well, pretty much 106, but on fire, and not much there to really be had, but still. This actually was a up and coming SCP. The team actually had plans. Those plans have since been cancelled, of course, but it's been planned. I guess SCP-457 could be very interesting. Sure, they'll probably have to put limitations because if they just put the base SCP in there, it could be a little bit overpowered. But 457 is not a bad pick at all. I think they could actually do something with it, and it could be interesting to see what they can, well, pull up with 457. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they had planned with 457 in the first place, and I'm sure because they had plans, it'll kind of be like a 079 situation instead of like 457 like being added into the game initially and then removed and then reworked. Maybe it will be like, okay, we had plans but we don't, but now we have better plans, so let's initiate those better plans, and maybe it'll be like that. I don't know, but 457 it could be interesting. I would love to see it. Final SCP out of the 3 here that I really want to see is SCP-714. This SCP is literally just a ring, but not any sort of ring. A ring that makes you fat. Okay, not literally, but it makes you tired and very slow. That's all. I'm just kidding. Yes, those debuffs exist. You'll get slower and you'll get tireder. But in exchange, you get protection from hazards and chemical stuff. You get protection from that. And do you know what that means? That means 049 can't insta-kill you with his touch. Yes, that's right. Now, of course, I'm basing this off Containment Breach, but in Containment Breach, you can wear this and you will have pretty much protection from, well, 049. The only thing about it, however, is in the game, eventually, if a 049 touches you enough times, the ring will fall off. So, how about this? Maybe it works the same way. You're slow, you're sluggish, but 049 can't instantly just touch you and you die. Of course, other SCPs could just kill you, sure, but like 049, you have at least protection from 049. Until he touches you enough times where to the point it falls off. That could be interesting. That could be cool. I would definitely like to see something like that. So yeah, I think that's really it. I didn't really have much, but I just read a comment saying they wanted to see this video, and I was like, yeah, I should probably make some more SCP content. So here it is. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.